My dad worked in private sector all of his life, and I didn't really have any union experience prior to becoming unionized with the Boilermakers. A lot of people have the mindset that the union reaches out and says, hey, listen, let us tell you what we can do for you. And that's not the case. We reached out to the Boilermakers and say, listen, we need some help. We can't do this alone. And help us. What can you do for us to move us through this process? So when we reached out to your organizers, Jody and Bobby, then they come and they educate you on what needs to happen next or what the process entails. When the union busters come in, they told us, they said, you know, the 7% of America is unionized and they're destroying the workforce. They're gonna cause you to go on strike. They're gonna cause you to have plant shutdowns and all these things that are uncalled for, and they're gonna slow business down. In turn, we're gonna lay people off. And we realized, come out later because public information, that they spent $175,000 on union busters over 2 months, which equated, we broke it down to like $1,000 an hour or something ridiculous. And we're talking, hey, we haven't got a raise in 2 years and we're asking for $250,000 an hour here, and you guys are paying these guys $250,000 to come down for 2 months. So it just kind of fueled the fire. There's got to be some benefit in here for us that you don't want us to have. Otherwise, you wouldn't pay these guys to be here to tell us the opposite, the negative about it. We would have a meeting with the union busters during the day, and then evening we would go tell Jody and Bobby, or call them even if they weren't in the workplace. We'd say, listen, this is what we're being told. Can you enlighten us on this? And they would tell us either that's accurate or it's not. Absolutely, the supervisors are getting coached, and they would come down on the floor and they would right out ask you how you were voting. They can't, of course, they can't tell you which way to vote, but they would always say, hey, I hope you make the right decision. And then when we question them, well, if this is how you feel about it, let's let our organizers from the union come in. You guys can sit on opposite sides of the table and let's talk about it. Let's hear you guys discuss it, because you want us to be educated. However, you're only giving us half of the education. You're not showing us both sides of the table. I can't tell you how many supervisors I had when I was wearing a Vote Yes shirt. They would combine and say, hey, I really hope you reevaluate your decision you're making here, because this is going to affect all of us, not just you solely. And my response to that was, well, of course, I know this is going to affect all of us. I'm trying to do you guys something positive here. You just might not know it yet. But as it went on, they kind of got wore down by our questions and our responses, and they realized that we were more educated than they originally thought. The vote was 100 to 88. Everybody welcomed us with open arms. We received such a warm welcome, handshakes, hugs from everybody. Hey man, we're proud of you guys. And it was incredible to see that. We're very close on the contract, and we plan to vote very soon, within the next several weeks. I was nominated and elected president of the local, and I have a great team with me, and I was aware of the positive things we were doing. There's no more unfair practices, and anything that we do feel is unfair, we question it and grieve it, and it's handled accordingly. We're seeing a lot more answers to our questions, and we're not running into near as many issues of people not being treated fairly. We knew we had done something great, however, we just didn't realize how great it was. We've made a step to the future, not only to organize in the South, but also to organize in a right-to-work state. But we're here as the Boilermakers and all the other unions across America is to take our middle class back. Absolutely, I think it was worth it. I wouldn't have done anything different if I could do it again.